Welcome to Sacred Wandering with Kira Brinton. My friend, this is a corner of the world where time stops, where the noise in our minds quiet, where we have soft hearts and we open our palms and we ask. This is a place where we receive. I invite you to join me as we wander through the sacred together. Welcome to Sacred Wandering. Good morning, my love. It's been a while. I apologize. I shot my very first Amazon Prime TV show last week on the Sacred Island, and to be fully present for the capacity in which I held for the 15 authors who were writing their books on that TV show. And to hold the space took every last inch of energy, every last piece of me. It was the most sacred week of my life. It was the most profound week of my life. And out of all the creations I've ever created, this is my greatest creation. And so I'm just in deep awe and wonder and gratitude for what happened last week. And in pure transparency, I am in a whiplash. It was as if we went to heaven last week. And now I feel like I'm just in a massive whiplash. I'm a whiplash of, I don't want to do my sacred work. I don't want to do this podcast. I don't want to do anything. And then, so I didn't record Monday or Tuesday this week. Just feel like I'm in rebellion or something. Like rebellion that I have to be back as a human, rebellion that every day doesn't get to be fully sacred like we experienced last week. I'm like in rebellion of the constructs of humanity, the rules that we have to abide by. I just am in straight rebellion today. And I didn't even want to do my sacred work. Like I feel like my soul dragged and kicked me to my sacred corner in my home. And then these are the words that God gave me. Devotion is showing up when you don't want to. Devotion is arriving disheveled and distracted. Devotion isn't holy because you desire to meet with God every day. Devotion is holy because you do, even when you don't want to. Honor yourself. For today, you sit in the holy. And then all was made right. It was like truth just has to be spoken. Isn't that interesting? Truth just has to be spoken. And then everything gets to be fine. And so I just fully claim and honor that I am holy today. I am holy that I sat and met with God, even though I did everything but. I called my credit card company because there was some sort of, they thought fraud had happened, but P.S., I run Facebook ads every day on that credit card, y'all. Why are you calling me and telling me it's fraud? I decided to do that before I prayed. I decided to do laundry before I prayed. Like, that's so not my nature. Like, normally I roll out of bed and my knees hit the ground in my prayer corner. I just wanted to rebel because last week I felt something that I'd never felt before, which was pure love and pure peace and a unity between leaders under God. There was not one fight. There was not one problem. We shot a TV show with 12 cameramen from all over the country who have never shot together before. And it was seamless and it was perfect and it was holy. And the cameramen cried and they heard God. So, of course, I'm in rebellion to coming back to a life that is not that. And so I leave this message with you today of when you don't want to meet with God and you do anyways, that is devotion. Devotion is doing it when you don't want to, when you are in rebellion, when you are just fighting against the constructs of being human. And you do it anyways. So let's pray together, shall we? I invite you to pick up whatever's not serving you, and you're going to put it into God. We're going to ask that God may shift it, transfigure it, transform it, that it may match the frequency of miracles. And on this breath out, I invite you to fully release it, whatever it is. It has no place or part here. And that instead you give it to God and allow God to do the work that needs to be done. And then we are going to ask that God will touch our cells. They will remember God. They will remember divinity. That they will remember the original blueprint that had been placed within them, the blueprint of divinity, the blueprint of miracles, the blueprint of a divine creator, and allow ourselves to match that blueprint. 3 breaths, watching your cells move to match the frequency of God. And then we're going to ask that God will place his hands on our heads so that we may receive a message. The message that is for us today. I'm going to be quiet while you pray. I invite you to take a nice deep breath in, allowing whatever words you received to become part of you, acknowledging that God speaks. All we have to do is ask. We're going to place our hands open and palms open to the sky, that we may ask God, what is the number one thing that you need me to do today? We're going to listen. We're going to receive. Now remember, the precision of the ask is the magnet to the result that you seek. So if you were wanting to ask how you make money, you open the palms and say, God, what do I do today to make money? You want to ask how to be a better parent? God, what is the one thing I need to do today to be a better parent? The more precise you are in the ask, the more precise the response will be. And the more precise the magnet within you becomes stronger. And remember, you have access to this every second of every day. All you must do is ask, listen, and do. So I invite you to take a nice breath in as we complete. I'm going to ask that golden honey will be poured from the crown of your head all the way down to the soles of your feet, that you may be in rest today, that you may be in wholeness, that you may be in love. I thank you for wandering into the sacred with me. And I will see you tomorrow morning in our prayer corner. Thank you, my love, for wandering into the sacred with me today. It is always an honor to hold this space for thousands of us to gather daily in sacred devotion. If you feel called to deepen this practice and join me live, I invite you to be a part of the Sacred Wandering Circle, a private, intimate space where we share our daily blessings in a Facebook group and gather once a month for a live 1-hour session. We come together to bless the body, to pray, and to receive. There is so much power when we unite with others who hold the sacred sacred. If your heart is nudging you, you can find the link in the show notes. And remember, you don't need anyone to help you hear God. You are the conduit. God speaks directly to you. And your prayer corner, it lives within you always.